And investigating the Aurora movie theater shootings, this new mugshot of James Holmes just into 7 News. His vibrant orange hair now gone. Prosecutors making a surprising move today, dropping their fight to see a notebook that Holmes sent a psychiatrist just before the shootings. We have team coverage of today's developments. Call 7 investigator John Ferrugia will tell us what prosecutors gained by dropping the fight over what could be a key piece of evidence. But we start with 7 News reporter Marshall Zelinger, who was in the courtroom for today's hearing. Marshall?
Mike, as soon as court began, James Holmes learning what these documents describe. He's facing 10 new counts of attempted first-degree murder. Then a surprise. The prosecution no longer fighting to see the notebook they've wanted to for nearly 2 months. Aurora theater shooting suspect James Holmes in court with a new look. Close-cropped brown hair, no longer wild and orange. Holmes now facing 10 new attempted first-degree murder charges, but the names of the victims are blacked out. Inside court, his defense team no longer had to fight about doctor-patient confidentiality. Prosecutors said they are no longer seeking the notebook mailed by Holmes and found at the Anschutz campus days after the shooting, because they believe it will eventually end up as evidence in the case.
If the defense pleads not guilty by reason of insanity, and I have every expectation they will, then the probability is that the prosecution will get to see this notebook.
Attorney Dan Recht is following the case with 7 News. He tells us the notebook becomes fair game for prosecutors if the defense uses it in any fashion. Prosecutors also revealing they've collected DNA evidence from the movie theater. They said in court they want a new DNA sample from Holmes to compare to the evidence tested by the FBI in Virginia. They also said they want new fingerprints to compare to a palm print found on the inside of the exit door at the theater. As for the new charges, there are 10, but the way I read this, even with these redactions, they likely represent 5 victims with 2 charges for each victim. But it's unknown because of the redaction if the victims are people in the theater who never went to the hospital or victims that have been previously unidentified. Reporting live, Marshall Zelinger, 7 News.